If you don't have digital assets, you're kidding yourself. I always ask people, do you have money in the bank? And everyone says, yes, I do. No, you don't. The bank has custody of your money. And we know here in Canada, from the truckers' protest, they can seize your assets whenever they want. So you have to have digital assets if you want to remain free.
Hey folks, Flo here with Blockchain North. We're at Consensus 2025 and I just bumped into Brian Rose, who I've been a fan of for quite a few years. I told him not one of those crazy fans, just someone that I admire and I like his life story. Brian, what are you doing here?
Look, I'm here at Consensus. The last 2 years they were in Austin, but now we're here in Toronto. Look, this is the biggest conference in North America. As a big player in crypto, as someone in a venture capital, I got to be here. So.
As a big player in crypto, I love that.
Do,
he's keeping it real. Why Canada? Do you have a connection with Canada specifically, or is it just an international conference?
No, look, I've never been to Toronto before. I always wanted to be here. And look, the truth is this is one of the major hotspots for crypto. North America is important, and that's why I'm here. Find out what's going on.
So just to rewind a little bit, I know a little bit about your life story. A lot of people might not, especially the younger generation might not. Tell us a little bit about your transition from the US to London, obviously, from I think you were a hedge fund manager to becoming a YouTuber. I mean, maybe it's a bit more common today, but when you did it, it wasn't, and you were a major hit right away. So run us through that a little bit, please.
Yeah, so first of all, I'm the founder and host of London Real. The last 14 years, we've been having conversations with the coolest people in the world. Our content's been watched over 1 billion times. I've sat down and had long form conversations with over 1,000 people. We got about 5 million followers worldwide. So that's our broadcasting platform. We also invest in the space of Web3. So we've invested over $21 million into 100 top Web3 companies with already some big 20x, 30x wins. So we kind of combine these two. I started my career in banking. I actually got a degree from MIT. I was an engineer. They hired me to go to Wall Street because they wanted rocket scientists to price their derivatives contracts. And I made it from there to Chicago to London, and I spent 10 years in credit derivatives in London. Then I had a come to Jesus moment. I was really unhappy in banking, drinking myself to death, and I started watching Joe Rogan, and I thought, I want to be the Joe Rogan of London. So I quit and started London Real. And that's what kind of the last 14 years has been. It's been a crazy adventure.
An American as the London Joe Rogan. Yeah. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, that's us.
What was your favorite interview out of the 1,000?
It's asking me like my favorite child. I don't have favorite children, but we all do have favorite children, don't we? I mean, look, during lockdown, we had a very controversial guy named David Icke on the show. He's been on my show 13 times. And I'd say most people around the world know us from those conversations. I don't agree with everything David says, but I believe he has the right to express himself as a human being. So that was probably one of my highs. There's a crazy high-performance coach named Dan Pena, who has a castle in Scotland, who uses my tailor, apparently. He's another one of my favorites as well. I got so many. So many.
Of course.
Yeah.
You mentioned, obviously, the visibility piece, but you were deplatformed by YouTube. Can you explain what happened?
Yeah, so in 2020, we had very real conversations about lockdown, about masks, about viruses, and we weren't going to pull any punches. I'm a huge believer in freedom of speech, and that actually got us into crypto because they're instruments of freedom, in my opinion. And so we were being deplatformed by YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Dropbox and PayPal, and we refused to kowtow. We refused to change our content, and ultimately YouTube decided to deplatform us. That was 20 months ago, so you can't find us on YouTube. Shame on you, Google. And look, we want to be replatformed. We got people in the White House that are working on it. But if you know anybody, you want to get us back, let us know. Unfortunately, censorship works, and if they want to silence you, they will. And right now with these monopolies in tech, it's really hard to find some of our content. We're still on our website, LondonReal.tv. We're still on X, all that good stuff. But yeah, we're one of the people that got hit along the way.
A quick aside, since you are clearly also a digital marketing expert, somehow on your team, you must have people helping you with this, of course. How have you pivoted? Like, what do you do if you're deplatformed from YouTube? Because you're not the only one it's happening to.
Yeah, you just keep going. I mean, that's the one thing. You just can't let it get you down. You just got to keep creating content every single day. We're on every other platform. But if I'm honest, nothing compares to the second largest search engine in the world, owned by the largest search engine in the world. It's a monopoly, and you can be on Rumble and you can be on X, but it's just not the same. Especially people go to YouTube to learn. They go to search things. They don't do that for X,
It's
etc.
also their TV, pretty much.
Yeah, and so look, we're going to be back on there, and we'll get an apology from them at some point. But right now we're off, and so it just goes to show you, that censorship still exists in this world.
What are you working on right now? What's your next thing?
You know, we love the crypto space. We've been investing in this space for the last 4 years. And what happens in this space is when we invest in your company, our typical ticket size is $200,000. We also give the CEO their own episode of London Real. 6-camera, high definition conversation with me. I create a 2-minute Hollywood trailer and we blow you up, get you customers all around the world, and people are really hot for this combination. I call London Real Ventures the world's first media-powered investment firm. And so I love this space. I love crypto because they're instruments of freedom. If you don't have digital assets, you're kidding yourself. I always ask people, do you have money in the bank? And everyone says, yes, I do. No, you don't. The bank has custody of your money. And we know here in Canada, from the truckers' protest, they can seize your assets whenever they want. So you have to have digital assets if you want to remain free. And we love this space, so that's what we're doing here.
What's the hottest thing in crypto right now as an investor?
I mean, look, you know, AI is a lot of the hype, and AI agents went a little crazy. We have quite a few AI on the blockchain investments. I'm a little concerned about companies like Google owning the future of AI. And so I want it all on the blockchain where there's provenance, where we can also see everything from the AI, all the information that was used to get you a result on the blockchain. So I want to make sure that everything is decentralized in the future. I don't trust Sam Altman. I don't trust Google. I don't trust Zuckerberg. I want this on the blockchain.
Okay, interesting AI. And finally,
I like RWA.
Yes, of course.
We also, I mean, we do some things in gaming. I think it's going to make a big comeback with GTA coming back. Look, we do things in decentralized finance. There's some quantum plays out there. There's a lot of things going on. Bitcoin layer 2s, we're in all of that stuff.
Interesting. What is your surest prediction about the crypto space in the next 2 years?
I mean, look, Bitcoin, I cannot believe what the price of Bitcoin is right now. Of course, it's over 100,000, but it should be at 125 based on everything we have going on. You know, the Trump administration has been incredible. His family is personally invested into it. I just spoke with Michael Turpin, who wrote a book called The Bitcoin Supercycle. He's expecting by Q4 Bitcoin 180K plus or minus 30K. I think that's very reasonable and very conservative. I'm bullish on this entire space. You know, this is the internet of ownership. And if you're not long this space, like, what are you thinking? So I just think we're going to see double Bitcoin in the next 12 to 18 months. We're going to see all these other real utility coins, you know, become a thing. I mean, RWA is happening. BlackRock has got treasuries on the blockchain. I think today, JP Morgan just completed their first on-chain transaction of a treasury security. How can you not be more bullish on the space? And yet the prices don't reflect it. Ethereum's up 50% in 7 days. I mean, what are you doing not owning this space?
And maybe the very, very fast last question. What do we wish you? You've had an incredible life already. You're not that old, but you've already done a lot. Traveled, notoriety, money, obviously. Beautiful, tailored, orange suits. What do we still wish you at this stage?
You know, I just had my first boxing match at 53 years old at Crypto Fight Night in Dubai. They put some 28-year-old punk kid in there to try to knock off my block.
And?
It was one of the most challenging things I've done. Look, I've gone head-to-head with trillion-dollar tech companies. I've had governments and 3-letter organizations try to ban me. But when you got somebody trying to knock you out, that's a whole nother expression. But
who won?
It was a decision, is all I'll say. But we got the...
Which you're contesting.
What's that? What's that?
You're contesting the decision.
Yeah, we got a rematch coming in Singapore at Token 2049, and you know, that's me. There he is.
I mean, zoom in on
Not
that.
this is not AI.
Move the.
Right? Okay, there we go. Oh yeah. Anyways, I'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it.
And
Thank you, Brian, for your time.
Yeah, look, my pleasure. I just like new challenges, and this is one of them. So we just want to keep going out there.
Very
pushing it.
awesome to meet you
Look, my
casually
pleasure.
like this. Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for your
so
time.
much, man.